Okay, this is 9-1, video number 2. So in video number 1, we did some vocab and we did one example of jailbreak. We're going to do a couple more now. So let's remember your steps is to do your factor tree until you have all prime numbers. And then jailbreak out, circle our doubles. 1 makes it out alive. Anything outside the jail gets multiplied, and anything inside the jail gets multiplied. One thing that I forgot to mention when we were going over the steps, so why don't you add this to the top of your notes on page 3. If the jail is empty, so every number in the jail gets circled, which means everybody escapes. If the jail is empty, then you get rid of the jail. You don't need a jail if it's empty. So your final answer will just be a number or a variable. No jail. Final answer, a number and maybe a variable. And maybe a variable, depending on the problem. But no radical. So if the jail is empty, you get rid of the jail. Okay, let's look at this one, 24. So again, we just want to start by grabbing our calculator. 24 is kind of a low number. Maybe you don't need your calculator to do this, but you want to start by dividing by 2. 24 divided by 2. Okay, I get a 12. And then the nice thing is I can just keep going. I can hit divide by 2 again. 2 times 6 gets me a 12. Divide by 2 again. 6 is the same as 2 times 3. And then remember, 2 is prime and 3 is prime. So I am done. When I have all prime numbers, I'm at the bottom of my tree. So let's say this is step 1. And then remember that little trick. These are your primes. Make sure you underline them. These other numbers are not prime because you factored them more. So I would just cross those out so you can very clearly see where the bottom of your tree is. Okay, now step 2 is where we're going to rewrite the square root of 24 as the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And again, if you put this in your calculator and you factored it correctly, you did the correct factor tree up here, you should get a 24. And then circle your doubles. So there's 2 2s. They break out of jail. Only 1 makes it out alive. This 2 and 3 are stuck. Okay, step 3, let's write what is inside the jail and what is outside the jail. So 2 is outside. Your jail's not empty. You still have some numbers in it. So write your jail. 2 times 3 is 6. So that's your final answer. That's the same as the square root of 24. This is simplified. This is not. So remember, pause the video and if you need to, get all your notes up to date there. All right, let's try another, which is part B of example 2. See this negative right here? That's going to be there the whole time. So we have to remember that that should be in our final answer. If you have a negative outside the jail, it's kind of like a -1 sitting outside the jail. So we're going to keep that there all the way through. But we're still going to start with our factor tree. So start dividing by 2. 48 divided by 2 is 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you got a 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Remember, pause the video if you need to and make sure you have your full tree here. So that's step 1. Step 2, let's write what is inside the jail and what is out. So the first thing you want to remember is that -1 is outside the jail. So let's keep that. Now, 48 is the same as 4 2s times a 3. Okay, circle your doubles. This time we have more than one. So these two escape, only one makes it out alive. These two escape, only one make it out alive. This 3 is stuck. So now, step 3, what is outside the jail is -1 times this 2 times this 2. What's inside the jail is the 3. So step 3 says any numbers outside the jail get multiplied and any numbers inside the jail get multiplied. Well, this time 3's all alone inside the jail, so nothing to multiply by the 3. Outside the jail, -1 times 2 times 2 is -4. So you notice we had this negative outside the jail when we started, and our final answer had a negative outside the jail also. All right, that one is done. Again, if you need to, pause the video, get your notes up to date. What I'm going to have you do now is go to page 4, and I want you to do these two your turns, A and B. So that's at the bottom of the next page. And then these examples we'll put in another video. So, but I want you to try those two your turns on the bottom of page 4. So pause the video and try those. Hopefully you have paused the video. This is one where you should have ended up with nothing inside the jail. Your final answer should have been a 6. Your tree might have looked like this. So then I had a 2 times a 2 times a 3 times a 3. So that 2 made it out, and that 3 made it out. So everybody in the jail is circled. That means the jail is empty because nobody's in it. Everybody escaped. And outside the jail is 2 times 3. So your final answer should have been a 6. This one, your final answer should have been a -4 outside the jail and a 5 inside. Negative here, you should have had a negative here. If you didn't get that, go back and see if you can find your mistake.